Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Stephanie. In today's video, I'm going to be answering all your questions about my move to Canada, school, my accommodation. You guys have been asking me tons of questions in my comments, in my DMs. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to make like a fully dedicated video on the whole thing so I can help you guys out if you're also trying to come to Canada for school. This is about to be a very long video, so just sit back and relax and soak up all this information. Okay, everything I'm going to be telling you guys in this video is just based on my personal experience and how things worked for me. So I don't want you to like hold on to it and be like, okay, this is exactly how I'm going to do things and this is exactly what's going to work for me, because it's definitely going to be different from person to person. Make sure you still do your own research, because that's how I was able to do it. Nobody helped me. I didn't watch any videos. So yeah, if you want to see that, then keep on watching. If you like this video, then please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into the video. I am looking for it. Show my lover.
Oh somebody.
So right now I'm here on a study permit. I'm not a citizen of Canada. I'm here to study. That's why I'm allowed here. COVID actually like messed up a lot of my plans. I was supposed to graduate in July 2020 and start school in January 2021. That was my plan. I remember my work like August, September, and I graduated in September. So obviously all my plans went to shit. At that point, I knew I wouldn't be able to start school in January anymore, because first of all, the application takes it like a while, and then to get your visa to start school takes even longer. A lot of factors just said, oh yeah, you're taking a gap year. It wasn't like something that I had to decide. It was involuntary. So the new plan was now for me to start school in September 2021. I already knew I was going to apply to Seneca. Seneca College is the school I go to now, and I already knew I was going to apply there because I heard good things about their journalism program, and that's what I'm studying, by the way, journalism. And I also wanted to go to a school that's in Toronto because I felt like that would be best for my brand, like for me as a brand. That was the only school I applied to. I didn't apply to any other schools. I did look at other schools, but I didn't end up applying to them.
Some other colleges I looked at were Durham College, Humber College, and Centennial College, in case you wanted to know.
So I started my application for Seneca in October, because that's when applications open for their fall session. But it's different from school to school. You always have to keep checking. I kept on checking, like waiting for them to be like, okay, applications are open, because I wanted to apply as soon as possible, because that is the key to this thing. Like with everything, you have to do everything fast. Like immediately they tell you do this, do it, because things take time. Honestly, like the actual application, it wasn't that hard. Like all I did was submit my school transcript. So your transcript is basically like all your scores from, I think they only asked for from SS1 to SS3. They call it year 10 to year 12, I think, grade 10 to grade 12. I submitted my testimonial as well. That just basically said, oh, she was a prefect, she was a good person, she did this, just like an overview of me in school. Basically, I wasn't asked for my IELTS, I wasn't asked for TOEFL, and that's something I was worried about. Like I was like, do I need to write IELTS, do I need to write TOEFL? Because a lot of people like that's what I'm telling you, like a lot of these things differ, so it depends on the school you're going to. Canadian immigration themselves too can ask you to write IELTS or TOEFL, so it really depends. But me, I did not write it. I was not asked to write it. You should write it just in case. I was going to write it just in case, but when things were just moving along, I was like, I don't need to write these things, so I didn't write it. If I'm ever asked to, I can just write it. It's not that deep. It's just a simple English exam. It's the IELTS that I think is the most acceptable in Canada. So I didn't write any special exams or anything. I feel like it's because my grades were already good enough. Honestly, I did quite well in school. So my grades like in English and stuff like that, you could already say I was already good at those things. So maybe that's why I wasn't asked to write it. I don't know. But if you're from certain countries, they will ask you to write it. It's mandatory. But for me, coming from Nigeria with my grades, it wasn't asked of me by my school or by the immigration. I think they also asked for like a certificate of completion of like the high school level. So basically like your graduation certificate. I also submitted that. I believe I also submitted my work just to submit it, but I don't think they asked me for it. They didn't ask me for it, but I still submitted it because I did quite well. And I think I also submitted my IGCSE. IGCSE is like a British exam I don't even know if they use it here. I just submitted it. Because there's a place where you can put like other documents. So I just submitted like all my stuff just to show them like, hey, you want me in your school type of thing. So I just like submitted those things, and yeah, that was basically it. I just waited. A couple weeks later, I just got an email, hey Stephanie, welcome to Seneca, you've been accepted. I was like, oh my god, you guys, stop, you didn't have to do all that. I still had to be accepted into my program, which is journalism. So I had to fill this type of questionnaire thing, like it was like a test. I don't even know what it was, but they were asking me different questions like, why do I want to study journalism? I had to write up an essay. They said that the program is very limited, so it's only like they don't just accept anybody, so like why should they accept me, stuff like that. They were asking me like a bunch of questions like, what did I do in high school that's kind of related to journalism. I told them how I was in press club, stuff like that. Like just shoot your shot, like sell yourself, basically is what I was doing, like regular application stuff. So a couple weeks later, I got an email telling me I was accepted into the journalism program, like congrats. It's not like everybody that gets accepted. I was like, oh my god. So I got accepted, so everything is on track. So immediately I got accepted. Seneca was like, all right. So Seneca themselves, they were even telling me like, oh yeah, start applying for your visa, because it can take a while. So they were like, as soon as you get this, apply for your visa. I had to pay my tuition beforehand. Application for school is actually not that hard. You can apply to schools, you can apply to multiple schools, but the application fee was $90 for my school, by the way. So it's always around that $90-$100 range. So time to now apply for visa. First things first, all of my visa application was done online. I didn't go in person to do like any interview or anything like that, because I think I got a lot of questions like that as well. I just logged on to their little website. It's called ircc.com. I'll probably leave like the URL. I'll leave helpful links down below. I just created an account and then I started just doing what I had to do. So for my course, my school said that I needed to apply for a study and a work permit, because we're going to be doing a lot of on the field things. So we're going to be working like as part of our course. So I needed to get a work permit. So my school already gave me like a letter officially like saying Stephanie needs like a work permit and a study permit. When I was on the website, I applied for a study and a work permit. It's like a joint application. You just apply once for both of them. It wasn't like two separate applications. Yeah, I just started like just answering all the questions. Like all you need to do is just follow instructions and fill the forms. It's really not that hard. Like whenever people are asking me how did I do it, I'm like, it wasn't that deep. I literally just filled a bunch of forms and that was it. Exactly what they asked me for, I put it. It wasn't hard stuff. Like it was stuff that my school had already provided for me that the immigration was asking me for. So after applying, all you have to do is just wait, and you have to like check back in as often as you can. It was like a week later, they now asked me to submit my biometrics. So that's what I like about Canada. Like they were really quick with that. Immediately I got the email. I took my appointment for my biometrics like for the next day or like the next week or something. Like it was super. I was doing everything immediately. Like immediately I got it, I'll send it. I went to their visa office with my instruction letter, waited and did my biometrics. I feel like normally like after biometrics you'd probably have to also do like an interview or whatever, like all those other stuff, but because of COVID they are not doing interviews. Like I don't know if they started doing interviews now, but when I was applying, which was just a couple months ago, no interviews, none of that. So that was when the wait began. So I waited. I expected, because people told me that for some people it takes like 6 months, it takes like a year before they get like their visa. Like it's crazy with Canada. I don't know why. I actually don't know why. It makes no sense. It's very annoying. Like I waited like 3 to 4 months. I got an email. It was like, oh, I need to go and do my medicals. And when they ask you for your medicals, it's just like hope. Like it's like, oh my god, like yes, like finally something is moving along. I went to Q Life Family Clinic. I just booked the nearest appointment, but for that one now, the nearest appointment was like 3 weeks later, like after like I got my medicals, because everybody was getting it. They were fully booked till like 3 weeks later. So that just annoyed me. I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to get it in time. Medicals, they didn't take that long. They just asked you to pee. They took my blood. They did an x-ray, just regular stuff. So I did all of that. A couple weeks later, I got an update in my account, and it was basically them asking for my passport. And once they ask for your passport, you've made it, because that means like they want to give you your visa, they want to print your visa. into your passport. I was so happy. I was like, yeah. You have to like ship it through DHL. You put your passport and you put the instruction letter, you put some documents in an envelope, and then DHL ships it to them. And yeah, and then my passport was delivered to me like a week later. And yeah, I was good to go. Everything in total took about like 5 months, and everybody says it takes like 6 months, a year, but for me it took like 5 months. Glory be to God. And yeah, it was quite easy. All you just do is fill forms. Really, I didn't use any agents. I don't trust, like, the agents will just take like thousands of naira from you. Some people even pay like millions like to get it. I don't know, you might need it, but for me, I did not need it. Like, I didn't use any agent. It was just me, myself, and my family that we were just doing it together. Yeah, immediately I got my visa, like my passport back. We booked the flights. Like, I think we even booked the flights before I got my passport back. One of the main reasons I went to Houston was to get vaccinated, because in Nigeria I'm underage, and you have to be up to 18 to get vaccinated in Nigeria. I don't know about right now, but then when I was there, I couldn't get vaccinated. So I came to Houston first. I went to Houston first to get vaccinated, because if you are not vaccinated and you're above the age of 18 and you're trying to come to Canada, you will have to do a 3-day hotel stay. Thankfully, me, even if I wasn't vaccinated, I was still exempt because I was an unaccompanied minor. You can check their website to see people that are exempt from quarantine. Look on their websites and stuff, because they're always updating it and giving new information. I took Pfizer. So I did that so that I could be fully vaccinated before coming to Canada, for my health and for legal stuff like that, quarantine stuff. But vaccination is not valid until, I believe, 14 days after you've been vaccinated, and I hadn't reached that period of time. I would advise that you get vaccinated before coming here, because it's a lot of struggle if you're not. I don't even know if you're even allowed in here if you're not vaccinated. I don't know. Before you actually come to Canada, you have to download this app. It's called Arrive Can. So with the Arrive Can app, you will put all your plans of travel, you will put all your plans of like where you're going to stay and quarantine. I had done that when I was in Houston, like 2 days before I traveled. I did that, so bear in mind you have to do that. Yeah, traveling was quite easy, but it was when I landed here. I've never had such a stressful experience traveling in my life. It was so stressful. I was like, can you people, I was so irritated, like, can you people like release me and let me be going? When I first landed, I had to go straight to immigration, I believe. The first guy was now telling me that, oh yeah, so there's a 3-day mandatory hotel stay, so you're going to go to this place and find out which hotel you're staying at and book for the hotel. One thing. She was about to start telling me, I was like, hello, no, I'm a minor. Like, I already did my research. I was told I'm not going to do the stay because I'm a minor. He now said, oh, okay. He now like showed me where to go and get my study permit and my work permit. And I went there. Thankfully, the guy that attended to me, he was African, he was Ghanaian. I loved him. He was very nice. Like, we were gisting. Like, it was really nice vibes. And he like printed out my study permit, work permit. Then I now like went to get my luggage. Now bear in mind, I had 3 boxes, like 3 big bags, and they were overweight. See me thinking, okay, I'm about to leave. Like after getting my bags, I'm leaving, because that's how it was in Houston now. No, after getting your bags, you are going to get tested for COVID. But I was told that I'm exempt also from getting that COVID test done. I told them like, oh, I'm a minor. The guy was like, oh, that they were supposed to give me a sticker. He now like directed me to where to go to get that little sticker on my passport to signify that I'm a minor and I'm exempt. And I now pushed my trolley to the place that he told me to go to. I now waited there, like there was a long ass line, and that line was unmoving. It was not moving. I was like, what is going on here? So I guess the section I was in was the section where people were like booking for their 3-day hotel stay, and some people were even begging, you know, that they don't have money for like to do the mandatory hotel stay. Like it was a whole mess. Like, Canada, like, do better. Like, this was the one time like I was so grateful to be a minor, like, because all the struggle, everybody was struggling. I didn't have to struggle it, but me too, I struggled though. At a point I was like, excuse me, like I just like walked in and I was like, hey, can someone attend to me? Like, I'm standing here for like an hour. They now were like, okay. They now gave me this, they now put like a little sticker on my bag. I was like, thank God. I walked back to where that guy was, showed him my passport. He was like, oh, he now showed some other lady. She was now like, no, this isn't the sticker you're supposed to get. I was like, hello. I was like, you are kidding me right now. She understood sharp. I was like, ugh. She was like, okay, I'll go with you so that like I could cut the line or whatever. We now went back there. She now told them that this is the wrong sticker. They now she gave me the right sticker, and I walked all the way back and I got in line because they said that I still have to get in line, because even if I'm a minor and I'm not supposed to take the test, I still have to wait in line with people trying to take the test, because that's the only way I can get out of the airport. Like I have to pass the line and then bust out of the airport. And I finally got to the front after like 2 hours of waiting in line, just for them to tell the same thing I already knew. Oh yeah, minor, you don't have to do the test. I was like, okay. Literally talking about this is making me tired. Like I'm getting a headache. On my way out, they now gave me like 2 COVID self-tests and instructed me like on like today, like the day I landed, I would have to do the test, and then on day 8 of my quarantine, I'd have to do the test again, and someone will come and pick it up for me. So I was like, alright. So yeah, that's that about the traveling experience. So let's move on to accommodation and how I got my place. We checked everywhere. It's actually quite hard. I won't even lie to you. It's quite hard to look for somewhere that's in your budget and that's nice and that's in a good area and that's a good distance from school. Like there's a lot of factors in place and it was hard to find places, but I was just checking. I checked Facebook Marketplace. People just put listings on different websites for places, and I found like this place is called the Quad. The Quad is like the housing for York students and Seneca students, like the official off-campus housing. It's very pretty, like it's so fine. Everybody is there, like it's really nice. I was thinking about going there. The only place available at the Quad was a 4-bedroom apartment with 2 shared bathrooms. So there would be 4 of us in the house. Each of us would have to share bathrooms with one other person. So I was already like, and I know it's not that deep, but I'm just so, I love my space, especially bathroom space. So I was like really not really into it, but I was also like I might just have to do it because I'm honestly not finding anywhere else. I think it was like 1,002 for the room, and that's minus like electricity, and the room isn't that big. It's like a little dorm room and I'm sharing a bathroom. Like it's like, is it worth it? No. My dad was like, no, look for somewhere else. But the houses I was seeing were not the best looking. Like I didn't like how they looked. But that's another thing, pictures are very deceiving in this place. Like you will see it on the website and in the picture and you're like, what is this? And you are not interested. But if you actually see it in person, it looks way better. But this place was just like so random. Like we just saw it on a website. I don't remember what websites we saw it on. It might have been Facebook Marketplace, but we just like, Naomi just saw it and she was like, see, I'll just like call this landlord. I emailed this landlord and asked for their number. She just immediately started texting the landlord, and the landlord was very friendly and she was like, yeah, like, oh yeah, we have an open room. A lot of the rooms are shared bathrooms, but there's the master bedroom that has its own bathroom and its own walk-in closet, and it's going for $1,000. And I was like, okay. Keep in mind, this is Canadian dollars, like Canadian dollars isn't as expensive as US dollars. So in USD, that's about like 800 and something dollars. It's high, it's quite pricey, but for Toronto, like getting a place in Toronto that's not in 2,000, 3,000, and you have your own bathroom and your own, like all of these amenities for this price is hard to find. So we signed the lease, everything, paid first and last month's rent, and now I'm here. Everyone was asking about kitchen, like what about my kitchen? I have a kitchen, so it's 4 of us that are sharing the kitchen downstairs, and I have my own little section in the kitchen and stuff. So, and I share a fridge with just one person. Like everything is okay, like I like how it is. Like I have no problems with it. There's 7 of us, but you don't really see the people in the basement because the basement is like their own little house. Like they have their own kitchen, they have their own laundry. So yeah, I believe I've basically touched on everything I need to touch on, but I'll really quickly look through the questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. And I've never gotten so many questions in my life. Like it's never ending. It doesn't end. It actually doesn't end. I'm not going to answer questions I've already answered. Like, did you write IELTS or TOEFL? No, I didn't. Did you want to go to Canada? Honestly, yes and no. I did want to go to Canada because I've never been, and why not, new place. But on the other hand, I wanted to be in the US as well. But the thing about Canada is it's better in the long run. Your future is more secure here, I believe. They like the youth here. In America, they are very stingy. They are very stingy with like, in terms of like citizenship and permanent residency. Your future is insecure basically in America. You have a chance of going back to Nigeria, and I'm not trying to. So Canada is just better for my future for now. Do you have a roommate? No, I don't have a roommate. I'm alone in my room. How much did you submit as your bank statement? Oh, I forgot to mention, yes, when you're applying for visa, a bank statement is also one of the things you need. For my dad, because me and my sister are schooling here, he has to have enough money to show that he can pay and support both of us. I don't know the exact amount, but I believe it has to be your tuition plus like extra money that could cover like your rent, your feeding, your enjoyment. Like they shall need to see that you have more than your tuition in your account basically. And if you are two, like if it's two sisters, then you have enough for 2 people. If it's 3, you have enough for 3 people, type of thing, because they will check. Am I on a scholarship? I'm not, because I'm not going to university yet. I'm going to do 2 years in college and then do 2 years in university. The way colleges are, they don't really give out scholarships, especially to international students. The fees are already not that high, so they cannot afford to start giving scholarship. Monthly cost of living, like I said, it varies depending on where you are, where you're staying. But I'm paying rent, which I said is $1,000. For feeding, I get like $120. For phone bill is $50, so in total it's like 100, let's just say 1,200 per month. What prerequisite did I need for my course? Obviously you need to have done stuff like literature, like your subjects need to align with what you're studying. They also had to have like some sort of experience in the journalism world. So obviously I'm a YouTuber, so I obviously told them I'm a YouTuber, linked my YouTube channel right there. So obviously I'm like the perfect fit for journalism. We'll just see how life goes. All these questions about my life and am I coming back to Nigeria, am I staying in Canada, I don't know. I'm like just really living my life right now, and we'll see how things go. Am I on or off campus? I'm off campus. I think off campus is better. Someone asked which one is better. I think off campus because first of all, when you're on campus you have to leave during the holidays, and I don't have family here, so I have nowhere to go to during the holidays, or I think you might have to pay some extra fees if you're on campus to stay on campus during the holidays. And off campus is just more affordable, and it's the same thing, like it's not that deep. I'm off campus, I feel like it's better. That's why I'm off campus. If you have a question that's really pressing that you feel like I didn't answer in this video, I hope you watched the video all the way to the end, because I might have answered it and you just didn't catch it. But if there's a question that you have that you need answering, just comment it down below kindly, and I will try to answer as much as I can. But I feel like I've touched on almost everything, like basically everything. So yeah, I hope that was helpful for you. Once again, please still do your research and find out more as much as you can before you do all of this. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to share it to your friend that is trying to come to Canada. Make sure to share it to your parents. Make sure to share it so that you can help someone else. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Actually subscribe. Hi, if you like me, if you like my face. I know I don't look my best today. I'm just giving you a little cute moment. I didn't want to do too much. But if you like me, if you like my face, if you like my vibes, if you like my energy, then subscribe, because it's a lit fun time over here. Watch another video after this. I have tons of videos. All my videos are so fun. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya. Catch ya later.